just a drink. There's only editing your dead joke.
Now, some games are going to be on the GameCube application. Before you can get one virtual hardware for a while. Right here, the lower top of this, if I get a chance to experience or be on there, are going to be Soul Calibur 2 and MCOGX, and even Super Mario Strikers is something about release of the GameCube application as well, which is definitely very sweet.
And from what I found out also, apparently the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild does not have any of the DLCs. So that means, unless you are a member of Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pack, you are going to have to buy those DLCs again. A very scummy move, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. Basically, the DLC is not really a problem, but the people that doesn't own the DLC, that is a major problem. Right there. Because typically when you see re-releases of certain video games, not specifically Nintendo, but towards any of the video game companies, they'll release a game with pretty much everything added. Like for example, when they re-released, no, not Persona, sorry, Resident Evil 5, where that was originally Xbox 360 / Street Fighter, and then basically the re-releases like on PS4 or stuff like that. Oh, what do you know? All the DLCs that came, basically all the DLCs, or just the DLC. So I don't know how much DLCs it got originally, but basically original 5 in that case, basically you get pretty much all the DLCs or whatever, as you want to call it, that was released, that was separate as DLC, but in the re-release version, it's all in there in the package.
Yeah, so as another example of how much Nintendo is shooting themselves in the foot with that kind of decision, let me give you another example here for this. So, Cyberpunk 2077, which came out in 2020, that is a launch title for the Switch 2 on the third-party side, and that release includes not only the main game, but also the Phantom Liberty DLC. So you're telling me that CD Projekt Red can port that over to the Switch 2 with all the previous DLC included, yet Nintendo can't do the same for their own game? Like, really?
I'll tell you exactly why Nintendo did that. Because they are hungry for money all over again.
Exactly.
They don't care. It's like Nintendo. It's like, you guys should be doing all the DLCs, right, the packaging. Or if they're not going to do that, at the very least, make the DLCs, for the Switch 2 version, like say for $10 at least. But even then, it should still be packaged in there for free.
And just like what Dominic was saying earlier, he's really excited about letting this all where we will be on the GameCube application right here for a while. He's been wanting something in regards to that game where everyone can actually use together right here. And with that being the case right here, they will now get the chance to put it through that kind of game together right here. And even though I may not necessarily as big as fan out there, there could be a chance out here that there will actually be another game like Zelda game that I will actually like to go with Ocarina.
Oh wow, not all three bonuses.
Oh my god! I can't believe you started it like that, Dom.
interesting username for the CPU. Hey what, whatever.
Ooh, Gormondo character tree. And of course, if you folks remember, Gormondo is of course one of the bosses for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And why am I in the room by myself?
Probably because you have to log back in, and by then we go back into my room by doing the same password because Nintendo is the online service. Because why would they switch to? Since obviously we know, it's gonna be using the same online service. Obviously we gotta pay for our online. I never really something that the Switch 2 is better online than the Switch 1s, and don't get me wrong, I don't need to constantly, bullshit Nintendo or any of that. Well, it's like Nintendo, get on with the standards. Because we are not in 2006 anymore. We are in 2025. And us customers are expecting better.
Yeah, I can easily agree with that 100%. We want the online to be as good as possible.
But it's not just the online. It's like what I was saying from earlier about Little Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. The Switch 2 version is the same deal. Because basically for people that doesn't have Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, but they want to experience the Switch 2 version, and they don't have it. Well, guess what? They have to pay like $80 or so just for that particular game, and that's not even counting the DLCs either. I mean, because if you have the expansion pack, thankfully it's cheaper. But that's only assuming if you have, that's only assuming you have the game already. Otherwise players are gonna be all shit out of luck. Because when it's in Nintendo, that's what I call, oh shit.
And just for the record, I will be doing a reaction to that Mario Kart Direct this Thursday with Brandon Hinkle.
Yeah, this should definitely be very exciting. I hope that you two are going to have a great time with that for sure.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a good time.
And let me just point this out right here that since The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is actually getting a Switch 2 edition right here, it actually means right here that kind of game is literally on 3 systems. It was previously released on both the Wii U and the regular Switch right here, but I'm just about to believe they're putting it on the 3rd system.
Well, in that case, anyways, we'd be surprised about the original Resident Evil 4 in that case, considering how that game was re-released on various systems ever since the GameCube and onwards. Because, originally the original Resident Evil 4 was supposed to be a GameCube exclusive, and it was for a little bit of a while. But then I believe the PS2 version was released like a year or whatever month later. And ever since then, the original Forest had been re-released on pretty much almost everything. Like, you can literally, basically, any system that you have with GameCube developers, not counting original Xbox, because I never got it. They never got that GameCube released on original Xbox for some reason, I don't know why. They did anyway. But yeah, basically, they have re-released it so many times. It's pretty funny and stuff.
I do happen to think it's very interesting that they literally have a lot of
It's basically like the mini stages to mini stages. Basically, and the graphics looks like Nintendo 64 graphics. It looks really, really bad. So it's not a evil version that I would not recommend.
Dominic wins again. Jeez.
I'm pretty sure.
He's literally down 1-5 in a row. You're doing this good.
I'm pretty sure you guys, one of you guys ended up winning before the video ends. I don't know.
At least the good news for me is that I am on level 121 now.
I'm at 66. And also, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but we don't have Luke for this episode.
Well, that's because he doesn't have
He doesn't have this game, is that what you're trying to say?
And for what I could hear, I think there was some issues that Dominic was having with this mic right here, but yeah, but I very heard him say right here, and he'll be right back.
Okay. But I think what he was trying to get at was that Luke doesn't have this game.
Yeah, that is correct for why, Luke does not have this game right now, but maybe he'll get it one of these days. And along with Breath of the Wild, that's going to be on the Switch too, they are going to have Tears of the Kingdom on there as well.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I can understand, like, for Breath of the Wild, because that game came out 8 years ago, but Tears of the Kingdom's still a recent release.
It's only been like around 2 years since Tears of the Kingdom came out. Right there, for the people that have played it right here, I hope they did have a very fun time playing through it right here. And yeah, while I have seen in terms of footage for that game, I do say it looks like a great follow-up to Breath of the Wild. And along with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom getting Switch 2 releases, some other previous Switch 1 titles are also getting a Switch 2 edition as well, which are basically Kirby and the Forgotten Land and Super Mario Party Jam 3. I didn't think you would necessarily get some re-releases of some previous Switch 1 titles, but it's very cool for what they are going to be doing with those games on the Switch 2 and the new kinds of content they're going to have. Now, if you own
come on, really?
Oh, it's gonna be a fun every bar. And for all you sports fans out there that are watching this, I'd like to point out right here that basically currently right now as the time that we're filming this, the Masters is happening for golf right here. I've been watching a little bit of that as you said, it's really nice to see. And at this moment right now, what I have to see going back and Roy is currently leading right here. He's very, very nice. And Roy McIlroy does happen to be one of my personal favorite golfers as well. Unfortunately, Tiger Woods is not with me. All because he is currently hurt at the moment. But I hope that Tiger does have a good recovery.
Nobody got that.
Okay, that was different right here. Nobody ended up getting the first bonus right there. I've never seen anything like that before. But looks like I'm gonna get it.
By one strawberry! Are you kidding me?
Please, man.
Well, at least you had the Dominic's streak.
That's fair. A shock for the way that I beat you right there in that match, Mark. With Roy McIlroy actually currently in the lead right now for this year's Masters as the time I'm going forward in this. I'm actually rooting for him to win it right here because I have heard he's never won a Masters championship at all right here. But he has actually won the other three majors in golf right here, which are basically the US Open, the British Open, and the PGA Championship. So, if Roy McIlroy can win the Masters, then he'll earn himself a Grand Slam title in golf, and that would be very impressive for him. And we do have Dominic back now.
Yeah, basically, we were asking some questions because I get these little old geezers, I guess, and where he was trying to figure out how to add on the Nintendo Wii Shop via credit card or whatever. Because he's trying to subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online, so you don't get any SMS and stuff like that.
Oh.
Like I said, he's one of those old geezers, so makes sense he would understand this kind of stuff. And with that being said, I wasn't paying attention, but I know for a fact I did not win the previous match.
Daniel beat.
Because I was focused on talking to my uncle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't win GG's to whoever who won.
It was Daniel by one.
About that previous match on Dominic, I actually barely beat Mark by one strawberry, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, that was that time when all this available. Going to see time. What was it one time when pretended to be me by one strawberry?
You've gotta be kidding me! One strawberry!
Well, I would have been attention to that because, you know, we had from my uncle. But there have been a lot of bougie old things.
We do appreciate that, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm honestly impressed. same exact day, Logan. That same exact day. It was during the 4th of July, too. My mother-in-law's boyfriend, they were complaining about the apartment display, I guess you could say. So that wasn't fun. I had to deal with that. And the reason why I'm bringing this up because I wanted to bring it up. And suddenly, I figured I'd bring this up too because Daniel stated that if it continues, I'm going to be losing my game systems again, but for longer. So I'm just bringing that up, so that way, in case if I'm not available for, in case if there's a certain point where I don't show the Weekly Gamers episode or whatever, I just wanted to bring that out there because it's very well as it is that I had to deal with all that stress. By 2023, I don't want to deal with that stress again.
Yeah, for what Dominic is talking about, I really hope that that same kind of issue does not happen again with him. It was just already bad enough that it happened to him once, and it wouldn't be good for him to go through that same kind of stress again.
And also, that wasn't very nice towards Mark, saying that he got me out right there, but I don't think it really matters.
We all lost to an AI! Lovely!
At least not in 7th place, but
It's absolutely horrible for all of us there.
at least on the bright side, at least Nedry, I guess you could say, because again, CPU player, the Super Mario 63, but that is embarrassing. We lost against a computer player.